Okay, guys, welcome to the Raised by the Wolves podcast. Today we have an awesome guest with Bonita Wilson. And I forgot to talk to her, to ask her about where people can go to partner with her. She's a great agent, so make sure you click the link in the description to partner with her if you were interested in that. And make sure to subscribe to her YouTube channel, Living in New Orleans. Her face will be on the front. And guys, let's get into this episode. All right, guys, welcome to the Raised by the Wolves podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Reese. And on this podcast, we like to talk to some heavy hitters in the real estate industry. And today is no exception. We're talking to the great and powerful Bonita Wilson. And as you can see in her background, the sign that says, "This girl can," that is absolutely true with Bonita. She is very experienced in real estate, and she has accomplished a lot. And I think it's safe to say that if you give her a task, it will definitely get done. She she was an attorney for 22 years, a former teacher of hearing impaired children. She's been a realtor for 8 years, as well as an associate broker for 2 years. She's a published author. She's a certified mentor. So she loves helping people out, definitely. And she's been named a top producer twice since coming to EXP. So welcome, Bonita. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Doing amazing. I'm glad that we could have you here on the show today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. So, just some of the things I like to ask a lot of the agents that come on here. Just what's kind of your origin story of becoming a realtor?
Wow. Okay. My dad was a broker. So my sister joined his brokerage and I was an attorney. So it only seemed logical for me to get my license and join them as well. I actually did get my license three times. And I never did anything with it. And then I would put it in inactive status and I wouldn't sell a house. And then I get tired of paying all those fees. And so I'd let it go. And then finally, the third time I got my license in 2014, I said, let's just get serious about it. And so, things just tug in the back of your head. And you know that that's the path you're supposed to take. And we always try to, stray away from our path, but I'm back on the right path. So.
Awesome, man. The transition from being an attorney to being a real estate agent, was there like talk from loved ones around you, like wondering what the heck you're doing, or I guess with your dad being a broker, was it kind of just seen as like, oh, cool, good path for you to switch to?
Well, I told you I was a teacher first. So, sometimes your family can be your harshest critic. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I decided to quit teaching and go to law school, I got a lot of flack from my family for that. Then when I, did very well in law school, then they were like, oh, okay. And so they were accepting of that. And then with my dad being a broker, I didn't get any pushback on sort of transitioning from my law practice into real estate. So I didn't get any kickback on that.
Awesome, good to hear. So so you've obviously had a lot of success in this industry. What was it like starting out? Kind of what were your strategies to start out to kind of get you to where you are today?
Well, it started out slow. Like I said, the first couple of times I didn't
Yeah,
sell a house. And once you realize it's a long game, and then the map is there. It's really, really not very difficult if you do the things that we have a lot of resources in our group that is geared towards new agents. So they say success is simple, but it's not easy. So you have to be willing to put in the reps and do the work that people who have gone before us have done. And once you get that in your mind, mindset is everything, right? Once you get in your mind and you set your goals and you're consistent, then the success sort of comes after that.
yeah,
One
for
thing
sure.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
One thing that I didn't do was I didn't tap into my sphere. Like they say, oh, you have to tap into your sphere. You can't be a secret agent. You have to let people know what you're doing. One of my best friends, She sold $1 million house and bought a $2 million house. And she didn't use me because she didn't know that I was doing real estate. So you just have to let everybody know and shout it from the rooftops, post it on your social media, and just don't be a secret agent.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And I like what you said earlier with, it's all right in front of you for sure. A lot of the training that I've been getting so far, I'll be taking notes, wondering what I can do, and I'm looking back at them like I've learned this before. Why don't I just keep going back to what I've learned and apply that? And don't be afraid to be consistent because, like I said, it's the long game. That's
Mm-hmm.
what everyone definitely has to realize is that this is a long game. You got to be consistent and
Mm-hmm.
just put your nose to the grindstone.
And the fortune is in the follow up. The fortune is in the follow up.
Absolutely. So you started at Keller Williams, right?
No, actually, I was with a couple of brokerages before KW,
Okay.
some boutique brokerages, and I joined Keller Williams actually for the training. It was like, okay, if I wasn't a lawyer, I wouldn't have known how to fill out a contract. I wouldn't have, they don't teach you that in real estate school. And then when you're working for a broker, that broker has to wear all the hats and they're doing the onboarding, they're doing, the training and the compliance, and they're doing everything. They're doing all the things. So they don't really have time to go agent by agent and kind of show you what to do. So I'm the girl that I need to know all the things about all the things before I do anything. And so I just thought it would be better for me to go somewhere where I could get the training. So I left and I went to Keller Williams. And I was there for 5 years and the training was amazing. But, um, I guess what I really like most about our company now is that all that training is for free. I was getting great training, but I was paying, $800 twice a year for Bold, and I was paying for the MAPS classes. And if you wanted MAPS coaching, that was $1,000 a month. And so we get masterminds, every week, for free. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like that's a common thing that a lot of agents will talk about is that they don't have the necessary training in front of them at first, and that um, that makes it a big struggle for them
Well,
starting
it
out?
it depends on where they are. We have 80 hours of live training here at EXP in the world, on top of the training that we do within the Wolfpack, within ourselves, with the hub and and the 5 weekly mastermind calls that we have. So if people aren't using it, that's a whole other horse to talk about. A lot of people will have every resource at their fingertips and they don't necessarily use it. So um, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So coming from Keller Williams to EXP, um, a lot of the training was attractive to you, or what was kind of the biggest things that attracted you to both the Wolfpack and EXP Realty?
Well, the training was very attractive because, like I said, I'm a habitual student. I love to learn, and when I saw that we had 80 plus live hours of training for free, I'm also the free 99 girl. So it was like, okay,
Yeah,
wow, I get training and it's free. It was like, and I sort of stumbled upon the way that I even stumbled upon EXP was kind of a fluke because I had heard about EXP back, I think it was 2017 or 2019, because we had some agents that were leaving KW to go to this company, EXP. And I had never heard of EXP before, and I was still practicing. So I was busy doing dual career, and I'm not the type of person that will jump on something without doing my due diligence. I won't even share a post until I vet it and make sure it's true. So when I heard about EXP, um, I won't say anything bad, but anyway, a comment was made. Oh, they'll come back when they get tired of paying all those fees. And all I heard was, oh, it's a new company and they charge a lot of fees. And I wasn't even trying to have it. And I was happy where I
mhm,
was too. So I didn't do my due diligence. What I should have done was, okay, Google EXP, what's going on, and gone down that rabbit hole, and I didn't do my due diligence. That has been the biggest mistake that I've made, I think, in business, because if I had come to this company 5 years ago, my God, I can't even imagine. But my fault.
Yeah, I think, we all have those regrets, obviously, and but it's important to just move on and realize you can still do something from now on.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's actually better. I think everything happens for a reason, because now it's still early enough for us to be considered early adopters, but the company has gotten a lot of those kinks out, and the growing pains out, to where it's now a smoother transition to get into the company today than it was even 22 months ago when I came.
Mhm. So I guess transitioning to kind of being a team leader, kind of building your team a bunch, what's that journey been like? Is it pretty similar with your background of teaching other people and being a broker yourself?
Actually, I mean, I was intrigued by the idea of rev share coming here. I fully intended to um, capitalize on that opportunity, because I think it's impossible to gain wealth without multiple streams of income. And so, but that wasn't my plan. Like, I thought, okay, I watched the Gene Frederick videos on YouTube, and I said, okay, I can get one, maybe attract one agent every other month, get six the first year, and have my cap taken care of and those types of things. But out of the 33 agents that I have, I only knew three of them. So the rest have kind of come, through social media and seeing me on social media. And I love, love, love teaching. And so I love that aspect of growing my team, because I get to mold them and help them grow their businesses, help them if they're interested in production, which is the beauty of, I think, this opportunity is I get to tailor what I'm doing around what they need and what they want.
Yeah, I feel like with the environment we have, it's a lot of people willing to give so much. And with that training and with that example, that's made me change my whole perspective is the more you give, the more you get, as our call this morning was talking about.
Mhm.
Would you like to elaborate on that and how much that's helped you with giving before thinking about what you can get for yourself?
Oh, absolutely. I think it was Jim Rohn. He said, the more you give people what they want, the more you get what you want. And that is so true. That is so true. And I'll help anybody. I help people in the wolf pack. I'll help people who aren't in the wolf pack. It doesn't matter. You just need to help people get what they need. And it's karma or whatever you want to call it. It all comes back full circle back to you.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for showing up to this interview, and I love getting to be able to pick the brains of some giants in the industry, and I'm thankful that you came.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for sharing some more about yourself, and we'll see everyone else on the next podcast.